The melody.
Yeah. Under the lights, speaking of facts, double the price, yeah. Under the lights, we covering sports, whatever you like, yeah. Home runs in the park, touchdowns in the end zone. Knockouts in the ring, buzzer beater for the win, go hard and go home. Find out who you are when you under the lights. That pressure made a star, right there. Under the lights, you looking for the best, tune in to Under the Lights. Yeah, yeah, Under the Lights.
Yeah. We back. Welcome back to Under the Lights. We are your host. I'm Big Mike, and that's my guy, Jordan. What's up, boy?
Chilling, man. Let's do what we gotta do, baby. Come on.
Yeah. Let's go out here and get to it, dog. You feel what I'm saying? And man, you know, something just changed on here. We got the blue bottoms and everything, but fuck it, we gonna rock with it though. You understand? So for the viewers right now, please hit that like and subscribe button so you could be up to date with all things Under the Lights. You understand? I mean, anytime we drop something, y'all already know, y'all will be aware of it. You feel me? Now, it's Thursday night football tonight. We got the Bills at the Dolphins, so make sure y'all tune in to that. You feel what I'm saying? But first, let's talk about something, man. Let's talk about the NFL. Let's talk about what happened last week. You know what I mean? Because there was a team in the AFC North that kind of beefed up on defense. They went out there, got Jalen Ramsey. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of Minka Fitzpatrick. They had Joey Porter, Alex Highsmith, Cam Hayward, all of Pat Queen, Peyton Wilson, all of the guys out there. You know what I mean? And they didn't go out there and get the job done against the Seattle Seahawks. I thought they was going to go out there and get it done. We're talking about the Steelers, you know what I mean? I thought they was going to go out there and get the job done, but apparently they did not. They lost 31-17 to the to the Seahawks last Sunday. Listen, man, I know, you know, I had some good things to say about the Steelers this offseason, about the acquisitions that they got. You know that firsthand, so I was kind of high on them, you know what I'm saying? But are they looking more like contenders or pretenders? And I'm sure you want me to go, you know what I'm saying? So,
well,
look,
I mean, you. I mean, I don't know what made you think Aaron.
Oh, okay. Well, you always want me to go. No. Take it away.
I'm not taking it away. All I'm saying is we just gonna go back and forth on this.
Yeah, for sure.
You was going like we know Steelers is gonna have a decent defense to some degree. You know what I'm saying? But you was making it seem like Aaron Rodgers was gonna come out here and not go pumpkin mode. But you know, he did his thing first week. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know what Aaron Rodgers is gonna come.
Right.
Of course, we're gonna talk about the defense, but I'm just saying you don't know what Aaron Rodgers gonna come. What Aaron Rodgers gonna come to you? You tell me what Aaron Rodgers gonna come. Are you talking about a comparable Aaron Rodgers? You talking about a 50% Aaron Rodgers? What is gonna be able to put them over the top?
Listen, Jordan, I'm telling you right now, bro. I thought we was at least gonna get, you know what I mean? I wasn't expecting, you know, 09 Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at a guy. First of all, I'm thinking like, okay, the defense is gonna be solid. Looking at all the pieces that they got, I'm like, they're gonna be solid. He played well towards the end of the season last year. All right, you got two tight ends in Frymouth and Jonnu Smith. You got Caleb Johnson, and you got Chase Warren? Chase Warren, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm like, yo, that's a good ass team. You got DK Metcalf out there. You got Calvin Austin. You feel me? Somebody they got some decent weapons. I'm sure he can go out there and make the right necessary throws. They they always pounding the ball. They got the run game and shit like that. And I'm like, he can go out there and make those good decisions because Aaron Rodgers' career, he has the highest interception to touchdown ratio of all time. He don't throw a bunch of interceptions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, with that, and you got a defense to back you up. Oh yeah, they're gonna be nice. But it ain't looking like that, you know what I mean? So that's what I say.
Especially, you know, as you've seen what the Jets look like.
Yes.
You've seen what the Jets look like, and then you're like, oh, you let the Jets put up 32 points on there.
32. And listen, I tried to give them some leeway the first week, right? Because I'm like, all right, cool. It's the first year, you know what I mean? They got some new guys out here, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I'm like, all right. Maybe they just trying to adjust. First week, they still pulled it out. Aaron Rodgers played good. Defense gave up 32, but man, they tightened it up. They had tightened it up. You know what I mean? And then here we come now. They give up 31. But I'm not making no excuses for the Steelers, bro. They gave up 24, which was still too much. They gave up 24. One touchdown. One came from the punt returner, Caleb Johnson. He I guess he didn't know he touched the ball on the punt return. You know what I'm saying? It went over his head, but I'm looking at the ball like, bro, it hit you. It hit you. You didn't know that? You know what I'm saying? So he ran off as if, you know what I mean? Oh, it's cool. And they recovered it in the end zone. It was a touchdown. So the defense gave up 24, but it's still like, it's too many guys. Now, give him some credit. Well, give him a little more leeway too, though, Jordan, because understand this. They did have some guys on their front line go out of the game, and they had some guys in their secondary go out of the game. Hold on, I got it right. You're talking about guys like Deshaun Elliott, talking about Joey Porter Jr., Alex Highsmith, and Derek Harmon. Those guys went out of the game. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, even with those guys there, it was kind of, you know, they wasn't standing on business like that. I think there was like more mistakes for the Seahawks. You know what I mean? But yeah, they're not looking like contenders, bro. They're looking like pretenders, man.
You know, just like that. So you're giving up on them after week 2.
Listen, I'm going off what I seen. You gave up 32 points to the Jets, right? The Jets is not about to go out here and be putting up 32 points against teams. You see what they did against the Bills. You feel what I'm saying? The Jets is not about to be a team that's out here doing that, and the Steelers are not built for shootouts. Let's just say the Steelers go out here giving up 30-plus points a game, 31 and 28 points a game. They're not built to have shootouts, bro. So right now, after these 2 weeks going into week 3, especially, you know, they look like pretenders right now. Now, maybe if they get back healthy, you know what I mean, and they could get some continuity with each other, you know what I'm saying, and people can stay together, then yeah. Then maybe they crawl back in that thing. But man, I don't know. Injuries do matter. You got 2 guys out there that's banged up as well, and 2 guys on your front line. So that ain't gonna make it easier.
No, I hear you, but you know, a lot of teams deal with injuries, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the NFL, man.
Listen, I understand that, but injuries matter. I get that's a part of the game, but you're not gonna sit up here and tell me that Joey Porter, the guy behind you, NFL players say the same all the time. They say, I heard Jeff Saturday say it. Yes, injuries matter. Guys are the guy behind you is not the guy that's ahead of you. He's not ahead of you. I've heard Tony Dungy say this. He said it. You know what I'm saying? Injuries matter, bro. Only thing you can do is hope that they can, you know, fill in the spot and do the best that they can.
Yeah, I get that. But I'm saying most teams have a 1-2 players injured, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, having a couple people playing, you know.
Okay, cool. So cool. I'm not disagreeing with you with that, Jordan, but are they the impact of a Joey Porter, of a Deshaun Elliott, of an Alex Highsmith? Every player that it's not equal. It's like every turnover is not deemed equal. Every injury is not who can get. Nope, there's nobody on the Steelers that's gonna go out there and give you Alex Highsmith. You know what I mean? Production. They don't have another corner that's gonna give you Joey Porter production. That's all I'm saying. It's just, it don't make it no easier. You feel me? So,
yeah, I hear you, but Pittsburgh's usually a defensive team with whoever they put out there. You know what I mean?
Who?
You know, I'm saying they're usually a defensive team. Like usually,
not with whoever they put out there. No, they're not.
I mean, what were they? Why? But why do you say that?
What do you mean?
Historically, I'm talking about historically. Is Pittsburgh a good defense?
Yes.
And I'm just saying, is that more of a culture thing, or is that more of a like what is that? What do you deem that as? Is it more just? Are you saying, you know how you have the Ravens is usually a defensive team, let's say, right? And it's become a culture thing where it's like
it's part of their culture. That's what they do.
Yeah, is that a Pittsburgh thing too?
Is it a Pittsburgh?
Does Pittsburgh have that same type of culture where, you know, they're a defensive team as well?
Yeah, I think for sure. That's how they've got to where they got to in these recent years.
Yeah, and so do you say can you make the claim that if players are in that system, they're usually still going to be a good defensive unit no matter who's in there?
No, because if you're where your strength is off the edge and then the secondary. And off the edge, you know what I mean? We got TJ Watt, but you got another guy like Alex. It depends on all what you're trying to say is just because somebody's injured, can somebody step in? I think it matters. It depends on what position you playing. Because if you playing corner and you out there on the island and you Eli Apple, you can get your ass cooked. If you a Dory Jackson from my team right now, number 8, you can get your ass cooked You on the outside on the island. Now we got to roll coverage to your side. Now we got to depend on the other side, you know what I mean, to lock it down. You know what I mean? So I think it depends on where you at. If it's a defensive tackle, you might be able to get away with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be able to get away with that. You know what I mean? But a linebacker, you depending on how dynamic he is. Pat Queen, you don't want to lose Pat Queen. He can cover your running back. He can cover your tight end. He can cover some slots out here. You don't want to lose that guy. So I think it depends on what position it is and which player we're talking about.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that fair?
Yeah, it's fair. I understand it.
You're not telling me because you're not as good as, let's see, as good as, and we're going to talk about this guy in a little while, as good as, you know, Jimmy Butler is, okay? You're not just going to say, shit, Steph gone, shit, we got Jimmy. Yeah, that's the attitude that you want going into it because, yeah, you can't help it. But he don't have the impact Steph got.
No, it does not.
You feel me? So I'm saying it just depends on who it is and what position we talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with that. But as of right now, bro, they don't look like contenders right now. Now, that's not to say they can't in the next few weeks. I think they'll get it together. There's too many guys on that defense, bro. I mean, once they get back healthy, you know, there's too many guys out there, bro, to not have good defense. I'm sorry for the Steelers. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? All right, so look,
they still got dogs on the defensive side. What we thought.
Right. Yeah, I mean they didn't listen. Listen. For the first week, they look bad. Yeah. They look bad. They look bad. I'm not even defending that at all whatsoever. You know what I mean? So moving on, dog. You know what I mean? You had a take the last time we was on the show, and you talked about Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? So for the people that didn't get to see the show, that didn't see the clip on Instagram or TikTok or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna go ahead and play them a little show. I'm gonna play them the important parts. You know what I mean? On Instagram, it's like a minute and a half long. I'm not gonna play a minute and a half of it right now, but I'm gonna play the most important parts of it. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let the people hear what you had to say about the Bengals and Joe Burrow, and we just go from there. Here it is.
Let me tell you something what the Bengals should do right now, man. If Browning has this team 8-1, putting up numbers with that wide receiving core that he has, go ahead and go get some weapons from another team for Joe Burrow. I'm going to tell you that right now. Dude's injured, man. Dude is injured too much, bro. I'm being dead serious, man. Put him on the block, bro. Put him on the block. And let me tell you something. If they're running away, having a great season with what they have, go get some stuff for Joe Burrow right now, man.
So that's what you had to say the other day about Joe Burrow in Cincinnati after another injury and being replaced right now by Jake Browning. So obviously you feel that Joe Burrow or the Bengals should trade Joe Burrow. But the question for the people is, should the Cincinnati Bengals trade Joe Burrow and roll with Jake Browning as their franchise quarterback? Now, I didn't get to, elaborate on this because we was pressed for time.
Yeah, do you think? Yeah, do you
We were pressed for time, okay? Now, the other day, we were talking about the Cleveland Browns, and I was saying, listen, ain't nothing popping with Joe Flacco, dog. Put the young guns in, whoever you feel is best, be it Shador or Dylan Gabriel. We're not here to discuss that. Whoever you feel is the best, put them in. Joe Flacco's had his time. The shit's over with. If anything, he should be in the quarterback room as a mentor. He might point out something that he sees. But when it's Sunday come and when the reps come in practice, they should be number 1, 2, or whatever the case. Whoever the starter should be one of the young guns. And you said, so you're saying, you do that, you're just giving up on the franchise. You're giving up on the season. That's what you're telling your players. And I'm like, no, that's you're moving on from a guy who's old, who has been in the league for a long time. He's not the guy anymore for nobody. You feel me? That's what I said. Well, in this case right here, no, you don't move on. This is not moving on. This is Joe Burrow we're talking about here. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you right now, this would be giving up on your franchise. Let me tell you why. The Trey Hendrickson situation. He didn't get paid all off season. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden they gave him a little bit of money, on top of whatever he had was supposed to pay him. You know what I mean? And so he came back. So, but that's not a contract extension. Okay. He's going to be a free agent after this season. You think if Joe Burrow is no longer in Cincinnati, he going to come back to the Cincinnati Bengals and play defensive end for Jake and trust Jake Browning to go out there and get him? Absolutely not. And guess what? You're not getting nothing for Trey Hendrickson because he's a free agent. You understand? Now, let's go to the wide receiver core. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins just signed that deal. They just got that money, huh? I guarantee you they will not finish that contract out because they didn't sign that contract to be getting the balls thrown to them from Jake Browning. They signed them contracts because they want to be with Joe freaking Burrow. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna tell you one thing: the Cincinnati Bengals fan base will not stop booing when the team comes out there when Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow is traded, which you think should happen, which is out of your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? And your receiver core is not. They're gonna work their way up out of there too. And then the Bengals is gonna be back to where they were. And I'm gonna tell you another thing: if the GM, the general manager of the Cincinnati Bengals, makes this call without the owner knowing, or maybe the owner says maybe they have the type of owner to where, listen, I'll let you do your thing. I've got other things going on. I'm a billionaire. I've got other businesses to think about. You do your thing here. And he wakes up one day and Joe Burrow is traded. I promise you he's going to be fired. He's going to be fired. And if you were in that position and you got Joe Burrow up out of here, you wouldn't have a job either. And ain't nobody else gonna hire your black ass because you just hired a real deal franchise quarterback that don't come around that often. They don't come around that often. Imagine how long the Buffalo Bills went without a franchise quarterback until Josh Allen got there. Look at the Miami Dolphins. They still ain't got a franchise quarterback, you ask me, since Dan Marino. You ain't no franchise quarterback. They ain't doing shit with him. Nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So absolutely not. He shouldn't be traded. I admitted that if they're playing well and they playing good, and Joe Burrow he comes back off injury or whatever the case may be, and they're playing good, then you should go ahead and keep Jake Browning in there because of let's not rush him back. This is a toe injury with a bad turf toe injury with also ligament damage. Your toe is everything with your balance, your planting, all of them moving around in the pocket. You got to have it. You got to have it. You know what I'm saying? So let's not rush him back. The 3 months is over, you know what I mean, from, is December 15th. That's just, your so-called recovery time. Okay? That's not you getting back there on the field. So yeah, you should keep him in there. Don't rush Joe Burrow back. But if Joe Burrow was out there in practice and he was 100% ready and we knew that for sure, maybe you have a different approach. But I don't think that's going to be the case. He's not going to be ready to play. So you stick with Jay Browning. You do not trade Joe Burrow. You bring him back next year and you run it back. You add pieces to that damn defense. That's what you do.
Trade Joe Burrow and get some pieces for defense.
Okay, cool. Go out there and get pieces for defense and see where you be at. Because you're not going to get nowhere with Jake Browning. We ain't even seen this dude for a whole season. What are we talking about? But we're going to get an opportunity to see it now. Yeah. We're going to get an opportunity to see it now. And they're not making the playoffs without Joe Burrow. They're not. I mean, you're not trading Joe Burrow.
Even with Joe Burrow, they're not making the playoffs. But listen, anyway.
Listen. You can say that all you want to. And you like to talk about the truth. No, and that's fine. People have had bad defense, not as bad as that. You know what I'm saying?
They have.
Not Lamar. No, you said Lamar. He ain't had bad as that.
No, Hurts had it worse than him.
We had it bad, but I'm gonna take Jalen over him regardless.
Okay, I'm just. What I want to do is I just want to do the facts. Is what I'm saying, right? Lamar Jackson through to week 12 had just as a worse defense as the Bengals.
You had a bad passing defense, but you had a dominant rush defense.
You see, but the thing is, I know that you keep implying that, right? We can stop. Let me finish. We could talk about having a good run defense. That's cool. But if a team says, all right, we're not stopping the run. I mean, they're stopping the run. We're passing. And we're the worst passing defense anyway. It don't matter, man. Even if we make a team one-dimensional, we still getting scored on. We're still giving up the most yards. We're still giving up the most passing yards in the air through to week 12. Whether or not you want to say, yeah, you're good, we were bad defensively. I mean, whether you want to say we were good on a running defense, cool. We were still giving up points. We were still giving up yards, and we were still bad in there. In the secondary, we're terrible. Okay. We're terrible. I mean, that's just a fact. It's not much that I can say about it. It's just a fact. Okay.
So let me ask you a question. Imagine that, but imagine your rush defense being just as bad. Who has it worse? Because it makes it even harder.
The thing is that I'm not saying that it's worse than Cincinnati. I'm saying it's comparable because at the end of the day, we're still giving up. We're still giving up yards. So whether it's rushing yards or air yards, we're giving up yards.
I'll tell you this. If Joe Burrow had a top 20 defense, I ain't say top 10, I ain't say top 20 defense, they'd be in the playoffs. Because you do also have to take into the fact there were 3 games last year that ended with the defense on penalties. 3. And that's all I'm gonna say right there. 3 of those.
All right, cool. Because there was also 3 games that there was also 3 to 4 games where he's thrown an interception or fumbled the ball.
Not at the end of the game. You can't point him out.
So I can't point him out. But this is the thing.
Not at the end of the game.
Let me go. Anyway, turnovers are never created equal. Just like we just said in the previous thing. When you throw a turnover, when you throw an interception on your last drive of a game or whatever, that's different than throwing one in the first quarter, right? And he's done that a couple of times.
And the defense.
No. Let me go. Anyway, so then, and this is me. Huh? You can say the defense, yeah, but he also played a part in it. Now let me tell you something. Joe Burrow. It don't matter. We could just the thing is, at the end of the day, Hurts had. It's not because I just want it to be compared equal. Hurts had the exact same thing. So this is what doesn't make sense to me. How can Hurts have the exact same thing worse? Putting his team into a playoff position. Okay, let me tell you that. Then all of a sudden, Hurts can go to a Super Bowl. Okay, just like Joe Burrow went to a Super Bowl. But let's be very clear here, huh? Go check Joe Burrow and what his stats was looking like in the playoffs too in that run. Mm-hmm. And go check out his defense and what that defense was doing in the playoffs.
Right.
Go check that run. But then yet they put Joe Burrow ahead of Jalen Hurts in terms of quarterback play. This is a universal. It's not just like, I'm talking about what most people do. Right. And even the pundits and all that. It doesn't make sense to me. And that's what I'm just pointing out, okay? But anyway, forget about Joe Burrow. Let's talk about Joe Burrow.
Can I answer the question? Can I answer your
question? No, I was just stating something. I wasn't asking I was stating something.
Well, I want to respond to what you said. How can he do this? I just want to respond to that.
Because it was more of a thing of a general thing, not like a question to you.
So I can't respond.
Right. Yeah, you can respond. Go talk to him.
Listen, there was 3 or 4 times that season that we had the ball last. And we ran the clock out and scored. One of them was in overtime to the Buffalo Bills. It was 37-34. We had the ball last, and Jalen took us down, and we got a score. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about 3 or 4 times where the defense of the Bengals was out there last and messed up on a penalty and gave up a field goal or whatever the case may be. That's the reason why right there. Because I assure you, nigga, if we was on defense last, when I was watching the games that 2023 season, dog, I already knew if we had the ball last, it was over. And just like the Cardinals and then had the ball, we had the ball, they had the ball, they walked downfield on us. So I think that's the reason why right there. I think that's the reason why right there. But keep going though, man.
Yeah. So yeah.
Time on this. Come on, go ahead.
No. Yeah, I remember the other day you was 10, 15 minutes on something.
You gotta go to work. That's what you told me.
I do. Okay. But I want to make sure I get my shit off, my nigga.
Go ahead, get it off.
Yeah, let me get my shit off, my nigga. Anyway, yeah, it ain't. It's just the truth of the matter. But anyway, this is. Yeah. But remember, you have yours, I have mine. But mine comes with facts. If yours want to come with facts too, that's cool. The thing is, two things can be true because the defense can do that, and also Joe Burrow can do that.
No, for sure. But the defense
but he doesn't have those things. He doesn't have that. What makes it worse is Joe Burrow is remember, all people are not, just like how all turnovers are not created equal, all players aren't either. when Lamar Jackson, when Joe Burrow, when Mahomes, or you have the Hurts, when they do things, it's gonna be put to a higher standard.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is. If you turn it over the ball, the last drive to try and go win a game, that's gonna be on you too.
Twice.
But anyway, and it's happened more than twice. So let me finish.
That season?
Yes.
Dog. What?
So
what?
anyway, let me get to the reason here. Joe Burrow. Here, look at this. Hand wrist fracture. Okay.
Yep.
Torn rib cartilage.
Yep.
Torn ACL, PCL, MCL, and meniscus.
Yep.
Dislocated finger.
Yep.
MCL sprain. Calf strain. Torn wrist ligament.
Mm-hmm.
Now turf toe.
Yeah.
That's all his injuries leading up from college until now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of injuries, brother.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And one of the last ones that's really important is the turf toe, because what I'm hearing about the turf toe is that it can fuck up your career in a way.
Yeah. If you rush him back, hell yeah.
So my thing with Joe Burrow and the Bengals is you're paying a nigga so much money to be there 50% of the time. You're paying a nigga so much money to be there 50% of the time. And all I'm saying is, I don't know if I'm in an organization and we already are stingy with money. You know how Cincinnati's stingy and you know, with their money.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? If that's the case, it doesn't make sense why you're going to pay somebody big time dollars to be there half of the time. And I'm not discounting, like, Joe Burrow's a top QB, but if you're going to be there 50% of the time, what is this doing to our organization? And when you're at your best, we still ain't making the playoffs, bro.
There's context to that, though.
There is, and he's a part of it. So all I'm saying is
everybody
this
knows
is too. I'm not the only one saying that. I am not, and I can pull up proof.
Pull up more proof that people are not blaming Joe Burrow.
And okay, so what does that mean? Because if I could pull up proof that more people say something about somebody else, it doesn't mean it's true.
It's more
that's just their opinion. So because we can do that, but yeah. Anyway, I'm saying it's too many things that's happening with Joe Burrow, and at his best, they still ain't making the playoffs. So to sit there and act like we get a great Joe Burrow, we still get, no, you ain't. It ain't like that. So if Browning, he has a season to show us what he can do, baby. If he could show me that, listen, he's comparable, looking similar to what this guy's doing. Oh, because he has two great wide receivers anyway. It's not like Jamar Chase out here. Jamar Chase out there with Browning, it doesn't matter. Still cutting up 14 catches for 165 yards.
Yeah, he will definitely do that against the Jags. He will most definitely every time. Time.
I think Jamar Chase is that nigga, so he gonna do it for most people. To be honest,
no, 14 catches at that many yards every damn game.
No, that's obviously
the fuck.
That's obviously, but he's still gonna give you damn near 100 yards. And if that's what him and T. Higgins can still gonna do, and they still gonna probably put points on the board, we're gonna see what they can do. We're gonna see what Browner can do, but we're gonna give him a year. I'm gonna give him a year. And if Joe Burrow's injured too much, and like I just showed you, he's injured, bro. Since college till now, it's too many injuries, bro. Damn near 10.
The fact that you saying replace him, just move on with Jake Brown, and you haven't even seen him for a whole season, you will be fired.
I want to see him during this season. Like, remember we said, what happens when they're 8-1, 9-1? What are you gonna do?
They're not gonna do that, bro. All right. So what? Okay. I cannot wait for this. If they are, I'm telling you, I cannot wait for this.
If they have a comparable record and they're like, oh, okay,
it's a comparable record.
3-4 games over 500. I don't know. That's fine.
Jordan, that would mean they won like fucking 12 games.
That's
11,
fine.
12 games. Okay. You ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. This nigga, you say you don't smoke weed. I think you smoke crack, man. But anyway, man, listen. Now let's get to my squad real quick about the Philadelphia Eagles. You feel what I'm saying? Now everybody hating on my squad. You know what I mean? We got the tush push thing going on. You know what I mean? And everybody wanted to make a big old fuss, you know what I'm saying, about Sunday and us just this past Sunday against the Chiefs and when we was doing the tush push. You know what I'm saying? I admit that one of our guards did go off. They did go off sides once or twice in that game. You feel what I'm saying? So I do admit that, and that should have been called. You feel me? But however, there are calls that are missed all the time. You feel what I'm saying? There are calls that are missed all the time, but that should have been one or two that was called. We should have been knocked out of push range. You know what I mean? And then whether it was third or fourth, if it was third down, we go for it. If it was fourth, we punt the ball. You know what I'm saying? So are fans just hating on the push, or should it truly be banned for good? And I'm going to tell you like this, bro. They're hating on the push. Jordan, it's 32 teams in the NFL. All 32 teams can do it. They're allowed to do it. They just can't. The Bills tried it. They tried it in the playoffs. They failed. The Packers tried it. They failed. The Ravens tried it before with Mark Andrews' big ass, and they failed. You feel what I'm saying? So there are 31 other teams that can do the same thing. They just can't. So if you're going to take away a dominant part of a team, then let's take away a dominant part of your team. It's practice. We have a big offensive line. Them boys is ranging from 6'5", 6'6", 330 fucking pounds, bro. Those boys are big. You understand? And when you look at today's game, bro, you see defensive tackles that look like Aaron Donald. They strong, they in shape and shit like that. You don't see a whole bunch of big old Warren Sapps no more all the time. And you're not saying that you don't have that, because Chris Jones is one of those guys. You know what I mean? But you got guys sometimes that they smaller. They might not even be 300 pounds. They might be 275, 280. You know what I mean? But if you got somebody 50, 60 more pounds than you and is in the weight room just like you, we going to run that thing. And my quarterback can squat 600. You feel me? We going to do that. You know what I mean? And everybody making a big deal out of that game right there. Oh, that's why I should be banned. Jordan, how long we been doing the tush push? What, 3 years? 4 years? The completion percentage is what, 88%? Something like that, around there, 86 to 88%. Jordan, how many other times in the tush push, entire existence, how many times have we talked about them going false start? Zero. For Sunday. This is just another way for them to make a case. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. It happened one time. One time. Once.
One time that what happened?
That this false start shit wasn't called. This has never been an issue. This has never been an issue. False start on the push. This, promise you, bro, if it was, we would have heard about it already. I watch every game. There's never been a false start that I've seen that wasn't called on the tush push ever. This is the first time this shit happened. And they're making it trying to say, oh, this is why I should be taken away. Because of one game, one time, all the rest been done right. This is like me telling you yes every time you ask me to do something, but the moment I say no, you pissed off and don't fuck with me no more. What we doing? We did it right every single time. And y'all just couldn't stop it. Y'all can try it too. Get tougher, get stronger, get some bigger guys. That's all it is, bro. It's hating. It's hating. You don't have a reason. If your team was converting it, you wouldn't be saying this. If your team was converting, you would not. This is an advantage for us. We can run it. Every quarterback wasn't good like Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning and Tom Brady to catch players coming on and off the field and automatically, boom, let's get to the huddle so they can hike the ball to catch it with 12 men on 13 men on the field. That's a dominant thing that they have, because all quarterbacks don't have that. Everybody ain't got a Derrick Henry. Everybody ain't got that. So what? You can put him in the backfield no more? Huh? So Saquon can't do what he do? Why not? Jahmyr Gibbs, you too fast, man. You can't catch the ball out there. You too fast. Bijan, come on, bro. That's not cool. If it wasn't working, they wouldn't be worried about it. But it works. And the thing is, the world know what's coming. The football world knows what's coming on 3rd and 1, no matter the part of the field. They know when we out there, it's 1st and 9 every time. So it ain't nothing but hating, bro. You can't do all that over one motherfucking game. And we did it right every other time. Fuck out of here.
What does it, if it does get banned, are you like bothered anyway by it, or are you just
Yes,
like, whatever, we gonna win
yes,
anyway?
yes, because it's not an illegal play, Jordan. You think they're gonna let us do something illegal? No. And I just mentioned when they was like Jawan Taylor, dog, they was letting him off early. I was watching the game when they was talking about it. It's okay for the Gene Steratore guy, the guy that be in New Jersey, it's a Caucus, New Jersey. You know what I mean? One of the head guys, when they talking the game, explaining it and saying that it was okay. Like, when is it okay? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, this happened.
You got a lot of mixed feelings in this one, right? You got a lot of some NFL players, some NFL pundits, and everyone saying it should be, some saying it shouldn't.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm with you. But it's not nothing illegal, bro. It's not. Everybody can do it. They just can't. You know what I'm saying? Listen, let me ask you a question. If every coach could say, you know what, I want my quarterback to have Lamar Jackson speed. I want him. He would do it. But you can't. You can't. Because your quarterback not built like that. Just like your O-line not built like this. Yeah. You tried it. But you can't do it. So why hate on us? It's not illegal.
That just supposed to happen like 8 times the other game.
Hey,
that
listen.
was crazy, bro.
It's a man's game. It's a play that, like I said, it's a play that everybody can do. All 32 teams. But they can't. They can do it, but they can't. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying?
Man, I don't really have nothing to say about this touch push this video. It's whether they ban it, they don't ban it. Let's let it happen, bro.
I just feel like they should just leave it. They should just leave it alone.
It's a slippery slope, though. It's a slippery slope because then you're gonna start to have to change a lot of different rules on a lot of things. Like if they do it, then you're gonna have to change a lot of things from other stuff in the NFL as well, right? It's a slippery slope, so I don't know if they should do it. Honestly, just keep it pushing.
All right,
you know what I mean?
So let's move on, dog. You feel what I'm saying? Now this weekend we got the Minnesota Vikings versus the Cincinnati Bengals. You feel what I'm saying? And this time it would be superstar receivers Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. They both playing with backup quarterbacks. Obviously, Jake Browning, who you feel the Bengals should move on with as the franchise quarterback, and he's going to be out there for the Cincinnati Bengals. And Carson Wentz, he's going to be the backup quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings now that J.J. McCarthy is out with an injury. Which of the two wide receivers between Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson will have the better game? Talk to me.
Come on, man. That's an easy one. Yeah, I know you know who I'm going with. That's not even a question. Really? Really?
Why?
One's more familiar with because he's been with. It's not as if even though he hasn't been playing, Brown has been with Cincinnati for a while, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's just familiarity. That's all that is. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not going to go into anything crazy or anything, you know what I'm saying, give you some wild thing. It's just familiarity, right? He's got opportunities because it's not like Burrow has it. Burrow's been hurt enough. And he has. So it's not like he's had reps with him as well. A lot of reps. If you're going to put it in comparison with Wentz, right? So we just have to be that's going to probably put it over the edge and put it over the top. If you ask me, it's very simple. I don't think it's anything crazy.
I was gonna say that too. He's more familiar with them. Carson Wentz, he's basically turned into a journeyman right now. So you're going from different playbooks to playbooks, and you ain't getting first team reps. You just now getting first team reps. You feel what I'm saying? And Carson Wentz, he was in Philly, bro. Before he got injured and shit, he was fired. That the year we went to the Super Bowl first, MVP front runner, and he missed the rest of the season. Got hurt week 14 out there in LA. You know what I mean? Something about LA, man. When we play the Rams. Because Jalen Hurts, the 23 season, you know what I mean? And he limped through the rest of that season. I came out here and talked about it you heard me when he was running. It's like when you sit down for a long time and you've been sitting down, you ain't gonna get up and just start walking fast. You got to warm up. You know what I mean? But when he slowed down, you know what I mean? You see him limping. When he get up, he limping. That happened out there in LA with the Rams. You know what I mean? I seen it live when he was scrambling and his ankle rolled, but also his knee rolled with it too. You know what I'm saying? That's when that season they kept asking him about his knee, and eventually he just got up and walked about the press conference because he didn't want to talk about it no more. You know what I mean? It was something about LA, dog. I don't like playing out there, bro. I hate playing out there because two of my quarterbacks then got fucked up out there. You know what I'm saying? But he's turned into a journeyman. You know what I'm saying? And one day he could be Tom Brady, and the next day he can beat Geno Smith. You know what I'm saying? So even if he was with the Minnesota Vikings for a couple of years, I still would take, you know what I mean, Jake Browning over Carson Wentz because I don't know who I'm gonna get. I don't know who I'm gonna get. He might be Tom Brady, and next day he's Geno. I swear to God, it's just when under pressure, it's like deer in headlights. I've seen this movie with him before. So, and on top of that, you know what I mean, you look at the Minnesota Vikings, you know what I mean, the center Ron Kelly, questionable, they got hurt. Donovan Jackson and Christian Darrisaw. You know what I mean? The CJ Ham, they're running their fullback who they actually use. He's on IR. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you got to think about Jordan Addison, who can take the pressure off of Justin Jefferson. He's still in suspension. You know, he's not back yet. You feel me? So Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki, Isavas, they out there, you know what I mean? And he's more familiar, so I'm definitely going with I think
that's easy. I think that's easy. Yeah, I think that's an easy one. I mean, you also got to think, like, obviously you're going up against which defense is obviously going to be the one that's going to be able to deal with which one worse. And, you know, what's his name has a bit more weapons around him. So,
and listen, it's going to be exciting to see because I know Brian Flores is going to try to draw up some things. You know what I'm saying? Going to try to draw some things to try to make Jake Browning, you know, get the ball out of his hand quick, try to make him frustrated because he's played in not a whole bunch of games. You feel me? But shit. He's gonna try to bring that pressure and try to make it difficult for him. So he'll have if he do good against the Vikings defense, shit, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit out there. Andrew Van Winkle is questionable. Harrison Smith is questionable. You know what I mean? But all the other starters is out there. You know what I mean? So shit, he go out there and do something. I'll give him credit for sure.
Yeah, I got Chase with that one. Easy.
All right, for sure. Me too. All right, let's transition to the NBA. We know that season is coming up shortly. I see you with the Warriors beanie on. You feel me? I see you out there still repping the Bay Area, my boy. You understand? But listen, so Pat Bev and Trey Young been chirping. You know what I'm saying? This has been a little things going on. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Pat Bev is a motherfucking dog. You know what I mean?
Pat Bev. I like him what he does. His
I like you too. You know what I mean? I like you too.
Shout out to Pat Bev, bro.
Pat Bev, let me tell you something. Pat Bev, if he on your team.
And Ron. I like Ron too.
Yeah, if Pat Bev is on your team, you love him. If he not on your team, you can't stand him. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, he responded. Oh, not only that, Pat Bev probably got the funniest moment in the history of the NBA. Bro, when he was on the Lakers and they was in Boston and LeBron clearly got fouled on the whole forearm, loud as hell, man, that man grabbed the camera and brought it out to the referee. When I tell you I was dying laughing. I don't even know what, I can't remember laughing that hard watching the NBA game. You feel what I'm saying? But he responded to a question on social media, you know what I mean, to somebody, and the question was this: why do NBA players play so hard in random open gyms in the summer, but they give no effort in the All-Star game with millions watching? Pat Beverly, he responded with this. He said, because All-Stars take the game for granted. Not one All-Star on the court. Then Trey Young, he responds and says, of the Atlanta Hawks, and says, relax. Let us speak for ourselves. Basically saying, let the All-Star speak, nigga. You ain't no All-Star. You feel what I'm saying? And Pat Bev comes back with something, and I'm going to let y'all hear, you know what I mean, what Pat Bev had to say. Here we go.
I don't know. I don't think he's in a position to speak.
Why is that?
I don't think he's won enough. I don't think he's won enough to even speak to me like that or tweet me like that. Like, he's been to the playoffs 3 times. I've been to the playoffs 9.
9 is more than 3.
He's been in the NBA 7 years. My first 7 years, I didn't miss the playoffs at all in the Western Conference. His rebuttal is probably going to be, yeah, you want the main player on the team. You're absolutely right. But this is why it's a team. In order for him to make 9, he would have to be in year 13 consecutively just to tie me of making the playoffs 9 times. I've talked to people who played in Atlanta. They don't want to play there.
Why?
They don't think he's a good leader. They don't think he's a good teammate. This is not coming from me, motherfucker. This is coming from Joe Blow over here. Trey, you can score all the points you want. You can make all the money you want. You can have all the leading assists you want. You can do all that. If you don't win, that shit won't matter. If you don't win, when you're retired, they're going to forget your name.
Hey, bugging.
So that's Pat Bev. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. What are your thoughts? You know what I mean on Pat Bev's comments on Trey Young? Talk to me, dog.
I mean, I think I don't know. What you go first? What you think?
Man, bro, listen. Pat Bev is a fool, dog. Trey Young, listen. Like he said, the rebuttal is probably going to be, oh, you were the main player on team. You wasn't, bro. You're not asked to get this team to the playoffs. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Or to the playoffs and things like that. You had good players around you. Does Pat Bev think if he was in Atlanta, they would just be in all these playoff runs because he's there? Now, does Pat Bev bring energy and some defense to and some some toughness to a team? Yeah, but you still gotta have guys around you to do that. You wasn't in Houston alone. You had cats out there with James Harden and them boys. You wasn't with the Clippers alone. Was Kawhi and Paul George out there and all of them boys? Zubac? No, all of them boys, man. You know what I'm saying? When he was in Minnesota, you're not the guy, bro. You're not the guy. So, I mean, I'm not here to bash Pat Bev. I'm not here to do that. I'm just saying, like KD said, relax. This is getting out of hand, bro. I mean, you sounding a bit delusional. You know what I mean?
Responded as well. Katie responded.
Yeah, he had chirped in and said something too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think right there, like I've been to the playoffs 9 times, and like, bro, like you've been blessed to be the type of player you are, and be on a team that's playoff worthy already. Okay, and then you be able to add to it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to one of these teams, you know what I'm saying, that's really on the low end, and you going, lift up a team and get them somewhere. That's not what's going on. You know what I mean? So I think it's a stretch. It's a stretch, bro. Now, the question that the guy asked on social media, that's 100% valid. That's valid. You playing extra hard in open gym sessions. But in the All-Star game, you letting boys out here shoot walk-up threes, get 50 points, 55 and 60 points and shit. You feel me? Taking NBA shoot-around shots in the morning. So that question's valid. But to talk about Trey Young like that, nah, bro, hell no. That's too far.
That's too far for you.
That's too far.
Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, okay, listen, you gotta stand on one side or the other. So I guess you're on the Trey Young side saying,
yeah.
What then? Like, calm down, like let them talk
for
themselves.
Like, I mean, listen, I'm not saying Pat Bev. Okay. I'm not saying Pat Bev can't. You can answer whatever you want to answer. You know what I'm saying? But it's when you got on your podcast and saying about you're not in this position to speak. I made the playoffs this many times. Now you're talking as if you the alpha. Now you're talking as if you the guy. And that's not what it is. It's not. The teams he was on will go to the playoffs without him. I firmly believe that. Firmly. Can he help? Yeah. But come on, dog. I don't just that part. That part, that's all.
Yeah, because I mean, I think everyone in the world is kind of on that train of, the All-Star game not being competitive. So yeah, Trey Young, you good, but someone's gotta really speak up and take charge of that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want to see a better All-Star game. So like we want to, I know we always compare to the stuff like what back in the day and all that, like they were playing super hard. Like, nah, they were playing and letting people score too. It's just when it was a close game, that's when it became a bit tighter. And that's when it became a bit, they started to care a bit more. It's just that these games now, they haven't been real close. And people are just allowing, people are shooting way more threes. So the score is going to look like what's going to look like. You know what I'm saying? But I firmly believe if it was a close game, they would start to play a bit harder defense and all that and start to care a bit more in those All-Star games. But the fans is right about that. Like the All-Star games, and it's not like the All-Star game has been great. The best part of All-Star games have been the 3-point shootout. Let's keep it 100.
Yep.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? No, it's not a dunk contest anymore when there's 8 contestants and, you have all-star players.
in the dunk contest because everyone wants to get paid now. I don't know what the circumstances were before, if they got paid before or whatnot, but I think it's just different. You know what I'm saying? The players now, who's the last players that's all-star players that's been in the dunk contest? Was it John Wall that was an all-star that was in it? Damian Lillard and them boys?
I can't
Because
remember.
Zach LaVine is not an all-star, is he? Is he? You know what I'm saying? Aaron Gordon ain't an all-star, is he?
I'm not
No.
sure. Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just
If they are at that time, they would.
yeah, it's just watered down, like what not watered down. It's just not exciting anymore. It just seems like people don't care. And that's where the fan is coming from. You know what I'm saying? So with Pat Bev has the right to say what he thinks. And if that's what he thinks, okay. You know what I'm saying? But then if one of the people that are the all-star players respond to that, do we have to get into all that stuff that you got into? You know what I'm saying? Like if someone says, "No, let us talk for ourselves," then I'll be like, "All right, cool, talk for yourself." But I guess that kind of rubbed Pat Bev the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted to say what he wanted to say. But and yay, yeah, I like Pat Bev and what he has to say. I don't think he shies away from speaking his mind and all that. And he'll probably have him on his pod anyway if he wanted to get at him on a 1v1 talk. Because I think Pat Bev is that type of man, you know what I'm saying? So, I respect Pat Bev for saying his piece, and I respect Trae Young for clapping back. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just that. But it is watered down, though.
But what he said about the play, I made the playoffs this many times. Is that like you cool with that? Like you're not the guy though. You just like that's how you talking. That's how you talking. You feel me? Like can we compare it? Can we compare this?
Yeah,
like,
I'm with you.
Let me know if this analogy is cool. Can we compare this to? I don't want to say yes. No, I don't want to say that. I was getting ready to say, can we compare this to, a kicker in the NFL? I know you're on a good team. We make the playoffs without you, but we need them field goals. We need those steals here. We need those. We need this energy here. Or can we? You know what I mean? Like I was going to kind of use that type of analogy, but I don't want to. Whatever. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I just think he went a little too far right there. Like
I think he kind of went far on that one.
All right, so. A little trouble out there in the Bay. I don't know how big, how small, you know what I mean? But we know the guy we're about to talk about, who is Jonathan Kuminga, is a young guy. And, I'm seeing that he had questions, basically posed a question to the Warriors, like, do you even want me here? Because they haven't given him a contract, that he's interested in. You know what I mean? So to him, he's like, do you want me here? You know what I mean? Like, do you believe the Warriors want to keep Jonathan Kuminga? Because we know for a long time, he wasn't starting, barely playing. You know what I'm saying? And, so what do you think? What do you think?
So they do want him there. They offered him a 3-year contract with a player option, but it was more of a team option, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And Kuminga wants a player option. You know what I'm saying? They did offer him some decent change. And I've been having this conversation with a lot of people, on the chat and all that. Yeah, I think they do want him there. And to say this short, because there's time and all that. I feel that what Steve Kerr had a problem is when Kuminga was out, remember? And Jimmy Butler, and we started winning games, right? We were like winning a bunch of games with Jimmy Butler. And what's his name couldn't find a spot to put Kuminga in with Jimmy Butler playing on the floor and all that, which I just find odd. I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing that what has me puzzled with this. Why is it that you can't find a role for Kuminga when Jimmy Butler is on the team and playing all those minutes? You know what I mean? And that's the only thing that I have an issue with. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking if you're a good coach, he's a great coach. So why is it that you can't find something to kind of, to put Kuminga in a situation to be successful with our team, right? Like, why is it that you can't? I know that they're both similar in terms of, it's not like Jimmy Butler's the greatest shooter, and neither is what's his name, Kuminga. So the spacing might be a bit different off and all that type of stuff. But it's like, and we already know about his read and react play hasn't been the greatest. You know what I'm saying, Kuminga? But he's great defensively. You've seen he's in transition, he's good. Like
Right.
you can still use him. So it's baffling to me, and I don't understand that. So the Warriors want to keep him. It's just they're not probably willing to pay like
the other players that got money in his draft, trying to get like 150, 200 million. Like, no, because they already have a bunch of players on the books that are getting money.
Right.
But they're just like, okay, this window with Steph Curry with 2 to 3 years, we can give you 70 something million for 3 years, whatever it is. Then maybe after that, you could probably be the franchise guy there and get paid that big money. But he doesn't want to wait. And I can't blame Kuminga, could we? He's a young player that wants to go get his chicken.
Yeah.
And wants to be on a team that, wants to be on a team where he's probably the main man. So I don't have any, that's all I kind of have to say about that. I don't really want to go crazy into the details because, a little bit of time,
Right.
but keep going.
So real quick, man. Remember I said, this is the Warriors we're talking about here. If you can play, you're going to play. And we know Jonathan Kuminga, he can play. But you remember I also said this. I said, you think he ain't in the game because of the little mistakes he be making? He dribble the ball out of bounds here. You know what I mean? Don't make the right play here. Does you see the little bonehead mistakes that sometimes cost? I ain't saying he's doing shit that costs you the game. I'm just saying in certain moments, you know what I mean? He might put you in a situation to where you may not lose the game, but you got to crawl back from maybe a turnover here. There's little simple small things. And maybe they like, you know what? You've been here a little too long and know how we do things. Hell, you was a rookie on the championship team, Playboy. You know what's going on here. And these little bonehead mistakes, I think you still got some growing to do. So listen, we're going to give you this 3 years, $75.2 million. That's $25 million a year. And the player option, that's what got him. I mean, the team option, that's what got him. He wouldn't last in the NFL. The NFL, everybody got team option. That team option is basically a franchise tag without saying franchise tag because it's not a player option. Player option, we all know he get to make his own decision. Well, team option, the Warriors make the decision. Yep. So I think that's what's holding him up. You know what I mean? He don't because after that 2 years, that's 50 million. Not really, especially with all the state Texas and California. Oh my God. You feel what I'm saying? But he don't want to play another third year because that team option is going to be 25 million again. And he want that bag. He 22, bro. He 22. He young. You know what I'm saying? He feel like he put his time in and he want a big bag. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't think nothing's too wrong with it because he do make some bonehead mistakes. He's not ready to go nowhere and just be the man. He's not. You know what I'm saying? I think he should cherish this time, you know what I mean, that he got, this rest of this time that he got with the Warriors because you learning from Steph, hopefully. You learning from Dre. You know what I mean? You got Steve Kerr out there. You feel what I'm saying? So, I think he should cherish this time and go out there and just play, man, and get better and show that you worth 150, 200 million because right now you're not. I hope that's not what he's thinking.
You see, my issue is with this whole thing is that, and Big D and all them, we was having this conversation about it, you know what I'm saying, and it went into Steph and all this stuff for whatever reason. But my thing, and I understand, especially the young players nowadays, and he wants his money, but it's like, you can hammer down a role with a team that has aspirations to try and win. You understand what I'm saying? And you can be a cog in a team, an important player on a team, in a championship little run that you have for this 2 years or whatever it is. And then after that, you can go and get your chicken. And the team that you're going to be on is the team that you're going to be able to be the main player for because Draymond's going to be gone. Butler's going to be gone. Steph's going to be gone. So you're going to have that opportunity. But the thing is, with the patience, and he doesn't have that patience because he wants his chicken. So it's like, I understand it because, you don't know, like you can break your leg. You can be done. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, why isn't that these players aren't a bit more like, okay, I'm on a great team. Like I can be on not a great team. I'm on a good team right now that maybe I can win with, and I can be a number 3 or sometimes number 2, but a big important piece of a winning thing. Or I'm just gonna go play with a team that, okay, I'll just be the best player on a team like Jordan Poole and end up.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I wanted this too, though. And maybe it's the summertime right now, right? Well, not really, but you know what I mean. It's the off season, okay? You're not around each other. Like I don't think it's training camp yet, none of that. So they going home with their family, blah 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 blah. Draymond, and that's probably not even in his ear. Maybe he ain't probably got the older guys talking to him like, yo, look. Now, like how we were just talking, like, now listen, look, you still got a little more growing to do, little bro. You know what I'm saying? I know team ops and all of that shit, but listen, bro, listen. After that, if you come out here and prove yourself for these 2 years and stop making the little mistakes that you make mistakes, right? I know we all do, but you make some bonehead ass mistakes, right? All right, cool. Just come out here and get your money and stay working in the gym, working on your craft. Because when you get in the game, and we look up, he got 19 points. He out there making shots. He in transition, getting dunks, getting steals. Everybody like, oh man, why is this guy not in? Okay, cool. You keep on doing that. Keep on doing that throughout the season. Jump off the screen every game that you out there, and the Warriors are going to pay you. They're going to get you right. But they ain't nobody probably in his ear like that. You know what I mean? His mom, his pops probably not in his ear. Steve Kerr ain't, hey, let me listen. He probably ain't doing that. You know what I mean? So if, a lot of times it helps if you got an OG in your ear who can put that shit into perspective for you. You could be like, all right, you know what? You're right. You cool. And after that, he headed to the gym. He headed to the gym to get pushing shots up. He getting ready for the season. OG didn't put that on his mental. And now he good. Probably ain't got that, bro. They ain't even around each other.
Yeah, I mean,
gotta have that OG. He 22, man. He a kid.
Yeah, a kid.
Bro, he a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? So, and today, it's all about having that bag.
Yeah, well, he's got his agent talking for him, so we're gonna see what happens.
We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Let's get to these Sunday night picks going back to the NFL. We got Thursday night football tonight. You understand? Thursday night football tonight, and I'm up 2-0, if I'm not mistaken.
2.
Yeah, I picked the I'm sorry, 1-0. Sorry, 1-0. We both picked the Bucks. Yeah, we both picked the Bucks, but I picked the Chargers and you picked the Raiders. You picked Geno Smith. You feel me? So I'm 1-0. You know what I mean? You feel what I mean?
Let's go through the picks.
Let's go through these picks right now and let's get busy. You know what I mean? Miami, Buffalo tonight. Thursday night football. I know you got Miami. I know you're going to go.
I got Buffalo. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I'm my fault. All right. You got Philly, the Rams in Philly Sunday. Who you got? I know who you're going with the Rams.
No, I'm going to go with Philly.
I'm going with Philly, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm nervous going to this game. Adoree Jackson, I know they're going to attack him. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I don't, covering Devontae Smith and Puka Nacua. I don't know how they're going to handle that. I think they can, but you're going to have to make some adjustments or whatever. Maybe play a soft shell. I don't know. You know what I mean? Double roll coverage over this way, whatever the case may be. And I'm kind of worried about the offensive play calling. You know what I mean? Because on tape right now, you see, you take away Devontae, and if you make it a conscious effort to be able to do that, play a soft shell, then okay, with that play calling that I've been seeing, and just being on Instagram and watching the film that guys are putting out and pointing out, you know what I mean? They're showing film of the game and pointing out the play calling and things like that and what's not open. And as I'm watching the game, Tom Brady's saying the same thing. No one's open. It's the play calling. That's concerning to me. We're having this conversation again. We're having a play calling issue again. I didn't have this issue last year with Kellen Moore. The year before, we had that issue with Brian Johnson. The year before that with Shane Steichen, we didn't have that issue. Now we're having this issue again. And I'm talking about it early again. We're going to have to lean on the defense a lot this year. We don't have Dallas Goedert to go out there and give us 7 catches. You know what I mean? So I'm a little concerned going into this game, but I'm still fly, Eagles fly. You know what it is.
Okay.
You got the Rams, you said?
No, I got it, Philly.
Oh, okay. Cincinnati, Minnesota.
I got Cincy.
I got Cincy. We both got Cincy. Pittsburgh, New England. Jesus Christ. Man.
I might go Pittsburgh.
I'll just go New England just cause, bro. All right, I'll just do that. You know what I mean? Boom. Colts, Titans. I got Colts.
I got the Colts. Yeah, for sure.
Houston, Jacksonville. Jesus Christ.
Give
me Houston, man. Give me Houston. Come on, Janet.
I'll go Jacksonville.
All right. Boom, Jacksonville. Falcons at Panthers. Give me Falcons.
Your Falcons, easy.
Jets at Tampa. Give me Bucks. I know you got Bucks. I know you like Baker.
Yeah, he a big show.
Raiders at Commanders. See, this is a tricky one. Look.
Yeah, because what's his name might be injured, so I don't know.
Yeah, but we don't look. Can we void this one or hit each other up before the games after we hit? I put it like this: if Jaden Daniels plays, I got the Commanders. If he don't play, it ain't no bet, bro. We're on
the same thing. If he plays,
right,
then
cool. We'll leave that thing. So look, okay, cool. I just put us. Cool. Green Bay at the Browns. Let's go. I got the Packers. I got
the Packers.
Broncos at the Chargers. Give me Chargers, man.
I'll take the Broncos on that one.
All right, bet. Saints at the Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks.
Saints, Seahawks. I got the Seahawks.
Boom. Cardinals at the Niners. This is a tough one, but I'm going Cardinals. You know why? Brock Purdy's not playing, and you know what? Woo!
Yeah, Brock Purdy ain't playing. Come on.
I think they're gonna squeeze it out. I think the Cardinals gonna squeeze it out. So I'm going Cardinals.
I got the Cardinals as well.
Okay, boom. Dallas Cowboys, Bears.
Who's going in there? Mac Jones is playing for him.
Mac Jones. They got Christian McCaffrey and Brian Robinson Jr. at the running back spot.
But I like Brock Purdy, man. Brock Purdy. So I got Arizona on that one as well.
Okay. Cowboys, Bears. I got the Cowboys.
They got the Cowboys, man. The Bears is trash, bro.
KC, Giants. I got KC. Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I got KC. Even though it's like, can you trust them niggas right now?
Yeah. I think it might be a little. You think it's a little upset alert? You think?
Yeah, I don't know. If you trust them niggas,
man, I don't think they're gonna go out there and do that to no motherfucking like they did to the Cowboys and shit. Go out to score 37. They're not gonna do that to the Chiefs defense, bro. They're not gonna do that to the Chiefs. No, they're not gonna do that, bro. They're not. All right, Monday Night Football, Detroit in M&T Bank Stadium, Baltimore. Now my guy Jordan likes to tell me
we gonna blow these niggas the hell out, bro.
My guy Jordan likes to tell me that the Baltimore Ravens pass defense is terrible. He's telling me this year that they can't stop the run. So you telling me?
I never said we can't stop the run. I'm saying that we can. I said our pass defense is terrible. So our defense in whole, because teams just start to throw the ball, we just get points scored on us.
Well, let me tell you something. I get all of that. You know what I mean? I'm going Baltimore. I think Jared Goff is going to turn the ball over a couple times. They might have a good run game. Who knows? They might get off in the passing game, but so will Jared Goff and so will those DBs. I think they'll play a little better. Monday night in Baltimore. Monday night at M&T Bank Stadium. You're going home with an L, Detroit. I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah, they're going home with an L.
Yeah, I ain't that crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So listen, man. We only bets we got is Pittsburgh, New England, Houston, Jacksonville, Denver Chargers, and that's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Right. So you know what I mean? I'm trying to get me a third jersey. I got 2 on the way. You know what I mean? You're supposed to give me 2 of them jerseys. You feel me? So you already know what kind I want. You know what I mean? But I already told you what we're going to do for that. So listen, man, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate y'all who watched today. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button so you could be up to date with all things under the lights. Hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend. We will see y'all again on Monday. That's our show for the day. And we gone. Fly, Eagles, fly.